So we got YouTube. I'm gonna make sure we plugged in. All right, all right. So we got YouTube up and running. What's up, YouTube? We got Instagram up and running as well. It's go time, baby. So I am actually a little late. I apologize for that. I was actually getting VT University squared away. I was texting or emailing with my guy who does all of my online web building, et cetera, et cetera. He's like, look, it's live. Go ahead and check it out. So I had to send him some stuff back so we can get VT University up and running, which we're going live tomorrow. Okay, we'll be ready tomorrow. So with that being said, of course, I want to come in and just shake it up. Of course, we're doing our live Tuesday live chat. And I want to start this thing off right. We're just going to jump into it because I know Instagram's going to kick me off in about an hour. So before I answer that question that I see on the screen right now, I got a question that came through my one of my actually clients who was talking to another trainer. And this is what I absolutely despise about trainers, because they just kind of, a lot of them just make things up and just, I call it vomit. They just verbally vomit on you. So this guy, of course, which has to do with this first question, this guy thinks fasting is unhealthy, I'm sure. And he tells one of my clients that, hey, yeah, I see what you're doing. I see, everything looks good, And then she comes to hit me with a question that says, he asked me or told me that fat is only stored in the lower stomach. Is that true? And I'm just like, oh my God, these people are so, like, these trainers are so crazy. So that is not true. Okay, let's get into that. Why is that not true? Well, fat, aka adipose tissue, okay, a lot of people may know it as adipose tissue, has its way of being stored everywhere. Why? Because one form of fat is called subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat is stored under the skin all over the body, okay? And it works in many ways. One, it can work in a way of insulating the body. Two, cushioning the body. Three, it can be cosmetic if you like it like that, okay? Because, hey, we did a video on that. You like it like that. So that's just one form of adipose tissue, also known as fat. So under the skin is subcutaneous fat. It's all around the body. Then you have fat that can be stored around the organs. So you have a heart, fat can be stored around that. You have a liver, fat can be stored around that. This is called visceral fat. So now we're at two different types of fat that we haven't even touched under, at the bottom of the stomach. So long story short, no, fat does not only store at the bottom of the stomach. All right. I'm trying to deal with these trainers and these crazy Western trained nutritionists and just, I don't know. So what's going on, y'all? I see a few clients here with me on YouTube. Crystal, what's good? Cindy, what's good? Miranda, what's up, baby? All right. I got some good clients on YouTube, and I cannot actually see who's all on Instagram because of this question. I'm trying this new question thing out, the Q&A live stream out here on the IG. So let's finish this fat story. Okay, let's just finish this fat story. So you have subcutaneous fat, which of course is stored under the layers of the skin. Okay, you have 3 layers of skin. Okay, the mesoderm, the ectoderm, the endoderm. Okay, fat is stored under that. Then you have, of course, visceral fat that's stored around the organs. Okay, and then you have fat that can be stored in the breasts. You have fat that can be stored in the muscles. Okay, I think it's called intramuscular fat. And then you have fat that can just overall be, it's called like adipose deposits that can be, pushed out into other areas of the body. So long story short, fat is not just stored in the lower stomach. Okay, and if a trainer tells you that, you need to walk the hell out. Okay, seriously, if the trainer says, oh, fat is only stored in the lower stomach, the trainer doesn't know what he or she is talking about, and it's time for you to go. Don't pay anything. Don't give them any of your time. Even if it's a free session, get the hell out because they may hurt you. Okay. And in my case, the reason why I say this is because in my case, I've always been the type of person that, hey, if I don't know what I am talking about, I am not going to mention it. So this type of person who's saying something who doesn't necessarily know what they're talking about, there's no telling what the hell they're going to mention or try to teach you that what else they may not know about, right? So somebody's asked me on IG, do I speak Spanish? I do not. I'm sorry. I might look like it. My wife actually calls me Mexican, but that's okay. But no, I don't. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. I'm interested in being a client. I just found your page. Yeah, just DM me if you're interested in being a client. You know, I got you, baby. I got you. All of my clients are here right now. Well, a lot of them are here. I have a lot of clients, but a lot of them are here right now. They'll tell you, I got you. Okay. Let's see. I'm just reading through, make sure I didn't miss anything important. Okay, I'm trying to answer everything. Weight Watchers or keto? Neither. It just depends. You know, who are you doing keto with? Because Weight Watchers, at least you have a support system. Keto, do you have a support system? Do you have somebody who can, you know, because a lot of people try to keto on their own. Don't suggest that. All right, let's see what we got on YouTube. I see it going. It's going in. Say, fat being stored in only one area doesn't make sense if you think about it. Right, exactly. It doesn't make sense. And whoever says fat only is stored in the lower abdomen is a little out there. I don't know. And I try my best to rationalize or try to understand where people are coming from with a lot of their assumptions or their comments. I try to understand, like, why would one say that it's only stored in the lower abdomen area? I couldn't even guess. I couldn't even come up with a reason why somebody would even say that. So I don't know. Let's see. Have you seen the documentary, What the Health? Of course I am. Hey, I'm the vegan trainer, baby. I got to watch all of that stuff. Because guess what? There are going to be some things that are great in there. And then there are going to be some things that aren't so great in there, and I have to kind of, you know, come in and hit people with a little extra curricular. Let's see. Hey, Tay, what's good? What's good? Fitness Coco. Let's see. Right, you literally can see fat in many places. Facts. Let's see. I have 5 days into all water fast. So far, so good. Can you speak on the feeding, please? And thank you. Also, how long did you think someone first time fasting should go? Most of the time, to answer your question, Mo Gaines, most of the time when you're fasting, it's up to you how long you can go. Because if the more fat you have, the longer you can go. That's just kind of how I go with that one. And number two, to refeed, depending on how you went into it, some people go into it wrong. Drinking water, you should have electrolytes in your water, or at least some pink Himalayan salt and potassium chloride. If you don't have those in there, you might be going through some refeeding syndrome, and then in that case, you have to refeed differently. So I'm not even going to speak on how to refeed because I don't know how you're doing it. But if you do it right and you don't have refeeding syndrome or anything, you can just jump back into it with some cleaner vegetables and fruits. I like olives. I like avocados. Those are fruits. You can also do things like cucumbers, fruit, zucchini, fruit. You can do those things. They're a little bit easier to help you stay in fat burning mode. Let's see. You can't control them all. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. This damn shirt I got on is hiding I can't see the word, and so I'm having to like duck because the shirt is making it blend into the words blend into my shirt. Can you help the body partner for who you are? Facts. All right, so before I get going, because I'm sure y'all can ask questions and we can run off all day, I want to answer the questions that people have been asking in my DM, in my stories. So the first one we got is, how do you deal with a spouse who disagrees with unhealthy fasting diets? Okay, when I'm using that because it's literally in quotations. Now, here's the number one thing that I like people to know. I mentioned this in, was it today's story? Yeah, it was today's story that I did on Instagram. And I mentioned how in many things that you do in your life, whether it's finance, if you're somebody who's an outlier in your family and you're trying to do something much different. So for instance, some people are going to be first-time millionaires in their family. Well, guess what? In most cases, you're going to have to do something way different, much, much different than the family members are used to. And with that being said, they're going to give you blowback, or they're going to give you a hard time because they don't know, hey, what are you doing? We don't know the steps to become a millionaire. So everything you're doing, all the steps and the sacrifices you are making, guess what? That's different to us. So we're going to give you blowback because we don't know that to be the way to become a millionaire. All we know is that that's different than what we normally do. Same thing with fasting and a lot of the other diets that we may be going into, keto, low carb, things like that. It's different. So if you come from a family who, one, is genetically gifted and has never had to drop body fat in their life, or two, just don't give a damn about whatever they're eating, and they tend to just pile on, whatever they want and don't worry about dieting. If you come from one of these families and you start fasting, guess what? They are going to think you're crazy or crash dieting or both, okay? Because it's something that they have never done before. Now, for my people who are, this is a great way to bring it in to your spouse who thinks you're doing an unhealthy fasting diet. What you can do, especially if you all are religious, open up that Bible, baby. I'm not a religious person, but I know that Bible, okay, because I was raised in Christianity. And I can tell you that Bible has fasting in it, okay? That Bible definitely has fasting in it. Not only that, if you, of course, Ramadan, if you want to go to the other side, okay, because that's usually, I either get a Muslim or Christian. You go to the other side, Ramadan, fasting. You want to get into, pretty much, I'm not going to go, any type of religion is going to have some form of fasting in it. Buddhist, Hindu, we can just go for days. Catholicism, all of them are going to have some form of fasting. So with that being said, whether it's Lent or the Daniel fast or something, it's a certain way that you can pull off or mention in the religious books that fasting is safe. Not only that, you can pull up many, many doctors, okay? Dr. Sabi is one, Dr. Africa, two of my teachers. And then you can get into some of the other books. Dr. Jason Fung, of course, he has a book called The Complete Guide to Fasting. If anybody throws some bull crap at you about this is a fad diet or whatever it is about fasting, just throw some information at them. Read this. If you really care about me and you don't want me to do it, read that. Just read it. And then after you read it, then you can tell me, okay, is it healthy or not? But most people, kind of like veganism, most people, they don't know squat about nutrition or anything. But when you tell them you're vegan or when you tell them you're fasting, they become world-class nutritionists, right? Like, oh my God, where are you getting your protein and your B12? And what about fasting? Isn't that unhealthy? Isn't that a crash diet? What about, isn't that I get this all the time. Isn't that what do they call it? A eating disorder. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like y'all are effed up. Like, seriously, like it's horrible. This information has just been so far removed from our whole life and our society that people just, what are you doing? Fasting and eating vegetables. How dare you? And it's like, well, that's what we did before we had access to anything else. We fasted and we had vegetables and fruits. Why is veganism and fasting so weird? Right? But it's just, you just got to dive in. I'll say that, okay? If they don't want to read the book, if they don't want to get some more education, because I can almost guarantee your spouse right now, the person who asked me this, your spouse right now is not a nutritionist. Probably isn't even a trainer. It's probably not even in the whole health industry. Husband probably work at a warehouse or something, or work in it's nothing against a warehouse. Make good money, but I'm just saying it's probably an industry. Your husband is probably in the industry, or your spouse is probably in the industry totally different from health, but they're bringing in health information. Okay, and that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So at least try to get your spouse to read up on what's going on. Okay, and then bring back some questions. Okay, let's see. Was it hard to water fast? How do you get through it? Water fast is pretty easy. Tay, have you heard of the snake fast? I saw a video on it with the fast. You mix pink salt. Yeah, I like the snake fast. I like Cole, actually. Cole is a pretty good guy. Most people don't like him because he's real, but I like Cole. The snake diet. I do like snake diet because if you look back to when he first came out, he kind of started with keto first, and then he got more like OMAD keto, and then he slowly got into the fasting. But if you look back to when he first came out, I think this was maybe 2 years ago. He was one of the first people outside of like Dr. Sebi and Dr. Africa, but one of the first people outside of like our little conscious community, because people put us in this little box, conscious community. He was one of the first people outside of the conscious community that I heard of talking about some of the same stuff we were doing. Okay, so you got me, Dr. Sebi, Dr. Africa, Dr. Noon Amin Ra, and then outside of those guys, which we've been doing this for, I mean, Dr. African and the big boys, they've been doing it for like decades, like 40 years. I got into it about 10 years ago. And then I heard about Dr. Noon Amin Ra about 5 years ago. So he was kind of talking about some of the same stuff I was doing. And then I heard Cole, which the snake diet, talking about some of the same stuff we do. Fasting, getting your electrolytes in, working out fasting until all the fat's gone, basically. Like, that, I like that guy. So long story short, I like the snake diet for the most part. You know, he gets into some whole meat stuff. So, and he doesn't like vegans, which is unfortunate. But I like his philosophy as far as fasting goes. He gets into eating raw meat and stuff. I can't get with that, but it's all good. But once again, let me say this. Remember, I've told you all that you got to follow your genetics, and some people's genetics do call for them to eat raw meat. It's part of it. And that's, as a matter of fact, when vegans or non-vegans come to me and say, hey, this is not a natural diet, you should be eating meat. I say, okay, well, you're eating your meat the wrong way, because if you're going to eat meat, you should actually eat it raw. You should let it ferment and eat it raw, or putrefy and eat it raw. So, but I'm not going to get into that because I don't even want to talk about meat right now. And as a matter of fact, I'm fasted. And when I'm fasting, I'm 48, 49 hours into a fast. And when I'm fasted, I get grossed out pretty easy. My stomach gets queasy. So we're not going to talk too much about that. Have you ever read Dr. James, Eat Right for Your Blood Type? No, I haven't. But I'm sure some good stuff in there. Please read my question. Yeah, let's get through these questions. All right. So I'm going to dive into some more because I'm sure a lot of people, they're like, all right, what's the next question? Let's see. Is it safe for females to water dry fast before or during the cycle? I have a lot of women who do it before the cycle. You're going to start getting some cravings. So usually, especially carbohydrate cravings, the body's craving amylase. In that case, go ahead and get you some fruit if you need it. So usually I would have my women fast and then go into fruit. So yeah, you can do that. And fruit doesn't always have to be sweet. Okay, I do want to say that. People think fruit and they go mangoes and pineapples. If you're insulin resistant or you're trying to get a certain goal, you may not need that type of fruit. You may need an avocado or olive or cucumber, zucchini. You may need a fruit like that that's not so high in sugar. Okay, so remember that. What do you think about Thomas DeLauer? He talks about fasting a lot too. I like Thomas DeLauer. Actually, he just went vegan for a while. I don't know if he's going to stay vegan, but he just did a vegan keto diet and loved it. So yeah, I'm definitely digging Thomas DeLauer. That he's one of the bigger guys who talks about fasting, and him and I can't think of the doctor's name. It's slipping my mind now, but him and the doctor. Why can't I think of that guy's name? They're the biggest ones that I've heard of talking about it, but I don't really get into his philosophy because he talks about just strict ketosis, some fasting, but he doesn't talk about maintaining muscle, and that's my problem. Thomas DeLauer does, but if you go super keto, super long, yeah, you're gonna devour muscles. You gotta learn how to eat right. You read my comment that said, "Please read my question," but you didn't. I don't know. Some people are so entitled on this shit. I don't know where your question is, buddy. I'm sorry. Ramadan, but what's your skincare routine? Believe it or not, I don't really put anything on my skin. This is all, and this is what I try to teach a lot of people. My skincare routine is just what I put in my mouth, actually. So I fast, I take care of my insides, and it comes out. So the hair, the skin, The nails grow very thick. All of this stuff is a byproduct of what I'm putting in my body. And one, of course, is a lot of minerals. You want to get the skin and the hair, you got to get the minerals in. And of course, I get my minerals from sea vegetables or magic moss. So the sea vegetables are in the magic moss. So because I don't want to eat seaweed, I just be honest. So eating seaweed and bladderwrack, in a peel form, or eating it, in a salad, I can't get with that. So I just take it in a supplement form via magic moss. So that's kind of what I do. What do you wash your face with? Water. Yeah, I wash it with water, and then if I'm going to put anything on it, I'll put shea butter. That's it. Super simple. I don't do any crazy stuff. And the reason why I say this is because I don't have that book up here. We have a book so I'm trained and certified on, basically most people would call it facial recognition or body diagnosis. Okay. There's other names for it, but that's what some people know it to be. And basically what you do is you can look at the skin, you can look at the hair, and you can tell what's going on internally. So what I tell people is that if you have bumps in this area, I know that in many cases, we got issues going on in the sexual organs. We have issues that may be going on in the lower digestive system. And then as we go up, it can be into the liver, the lungs, you go into the spleen, pancreas. So the face will tell you, the heart. So if anything goes on with your nose, I know you got a heart issue. Okay. So anything goes on with the back of the neck, I know you got diabetes, or you're close to diabetic. Or if anything is dark in this area, even the neck in this area, I know that in particular you have prediabetes, insulin resistance, because they go hand in hand. So it's a way of being able to look at the body or the face or the hair and tell what's going on internally. I was trained in it. Dr. Africa actually trained me into doing that. So this is something that a lot of people, when they ask me, what's your skincare routine? I say, hey, it's not necessarily about what I'm putting on my face. It's what your body's trying to tell you. So why isn't your skin clear? It's because your insides may be a little off. So we can look at the outside and say, okay, well, this is what's going on inside. Let's fix that. And then the skin will fix itself. That's kind of how it works in most cases. So that's a few. Now, of course, you can break out and get pimples and things like that also from different hormonal issues. So, of course, acne comes from hormones. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Why are you so lucky to be an American? What can I do if my mom didn't give me permission to be vegan? So you're a youngster. If your mom didn't give you permission to be a vegan, you just got to do what the family says, all right? Until you can afford to buy your own food, okay? So that's just how it works. I want to live. I don't know where you live right now, but don't let me just being an American stop you from getting where you want to be. You got the internet nowadays. You got access to people. Make some good money out wherever you are. Make some decent money and hire somebody. That's what I had to do. Okay, even though I'm American, I was 18, 19, and I was cutting grass, and I saved up my money. I saved up $2,000 to hire Dr. Africa. As a matter of fact, I spent my only $2,000 to get to Indiana to hire Dr. Africa to teach me how to do a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, I'm not gonna get too deep in that, but don't use anything as an excuse. You got ways to get things done. So make it happen. All right. How much water do you drink a day? Does this change when fasting? As a matter of fact, I dry fast a lot. I don't drink a lot of water at all. And that's because I'm water adapted. Okay. What that basically means, you have to be fat adapted to get in ketosis. You have to be water adapted to be able to dry fast. This is why I tell people all the time, you got to be careful. You can't just jump into this stuff. You have to be careful. So me personally, I just did a 48 hour. I'm about 49 hours into a fast. I'm looking over here thinking my phone. I took my phone out the case. But you have to be, you have to know what you're doing. So I just did a 49-hour fast, dry. Okay. I worked out 4 times. Okay. So I know I'm not just laying in the bed. I worked out 4 times. Okay. But see, once again, I know what I'm doing. I know how to get into the dry fast. I know how to get out of the dry fast. I know what happens if, just in case anything happens during the dry fast, I know what I'm doing. I'm the professional. So I can do certain things like that. So even when I break my fast, I'm going to eat in about a 2-hour window. I got broccoli, which I'm about to post. My wife is going to throw the broccoli in the oven for me. I'm about to post broccoli. When I get off of here, I'm going to post. I got a big skillet of broccoli that's like, it's like the size of like 5 of my hands. I'm about to eat a big pan of broccoli to break my fast. Actually, I'm not going to break my fast with the broccoli. I take that back. I'm going to break my fast with Magic Moss green juice powder, which I use Organifi, coconut water, and that's probably going to be it for that one. I don't want a lot because I'm trying to keep my carbs low. So I'll drink that, and then I'll have the whole pan of broccoli, and then I don't know, that might be it actually. I might eat that and just get back to another fast because I'm trying to shred down. My goal is to get to 190. 190-ish, and then eat my way back up to get big, but just shred it. So that's what I'm working on doing because I want to show my bodybuilders that I can get as lean as they can without eating a fuckload of protein. I don't have to do that. I'm keeping my muscle mass. I'm still strong. I'm fasting a lot, and I don't need all that protein. Okay, because I got friends right now who are doing 200-300 grams of protein trying to cut, and I'm cutting faster than they are. I'm getting shredded. I'm holding on to my muscle, and I'm stronger than they are during the process and afterwards. So I'm working on something right now. Let's see. Do sweat less when you dry fast and working out? Yeah, a little bit. You kind of sweat less when you work out. My skin is clear, and I want to simplify. Oh, you got it, baby. You got it. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure I answer everybody. Take out gains. You know how we do it, family. Let's see. I want to be important in the environment, but nobody listen to me. I do small things. Yeah. To the kid who's ranting on here, you just gotta get to work. You think people listened to me when I first went vegan? Hell no. I first went vegan. People laughed at me. Seriously, people laughed at me and they said, "Okay, good luck with that." I'm from the Black community. We didn't do veganism 10 years ago. So when I went vegan, most of us, when I went vegan, people were like, "Oh, you're not gonna eat no chicken? Okay, I'll holler at you." Okay. As a matter of fact, people are just now starting to listen to me, like in my immediate circle, like friends and things like that. A lot of them are just now starting to listen to me when they saw that I got the fame. And I didn't get the fame just because I was saying something right. I put money into that shit. So I busted my ass, and instead of buying Nikes and all this other bullshit, excuse my language, instead of buying a lot of the other stuff, I knew I had a message that I had to get out. So I put my money into advertising, into buying, paying for coaches to teach me how to be seen. So I remember one day, literally, I took out a credit card, and then I took all the money on a credit card and gave it to a coach to teach me how to scale up. So when you see me scaling up, it's because I've learned how to do this stuff because I pay for coaches. If I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'm not going to try to study and figure it out on my own. I want to pay a professional to teach me or to do it for me. That's how I operate. Okay, that's how most people operate in the world who get success. So I didn't do this thing on my own. So I want you to know you're not going to do it on your own, whatever it is. Even if you're just trying to build a nice body, more than likely, you're not going to do it on your own. You're going to have to hire a coach, which is why I'm here. But that's just how it works, okay? Don't try to do things on your own. Find somebody who has done it before, a professional. Pay them, whether it's time, you can pay with your time. You can barter services, and you can pay with your money. So find an exchange and make sure you get in there and hire somebody. I've had business and health coaches too, but I had to put the work in and execute. Facts. So that's another one. You can't just expect to pay, you can't just pay for a coach and then say, okay, I paid for a coach. Where's my results? No, you got to act. You got to execute. Like my good friend here said, that's a good point. You got to execute too. So that's a good point. Let me go up in here in YouTube and see what else we got. Too many definitions of fasting. Yeah. My mind is blown about the dark spots. Jewels, bro. Jewels. Most definitely. Yeah, fam. That's a lot of the times vegan. A lot of the times face, hair. I'm gonna give you another jewel. If your hair has split ends, ladies, especially, if your hair has split ends and your beautician tells you we gotta cut your hair, it's because most cases it's because either you're putting heat on it, external, so you're causing split ends, or if you don't put heat on it, the second thing is it's because you have high estrogen levels and they're too high. And I can almost guarantee you when I see split ends from somebody who doesn't heat their hair, that train is loud, excuse me. When I see split ends from somebody who doesn't heat their hair, I know they have 9 times out of 10 higher estrogen levels, and more than likely they have fibroids. Guaranteed. Okay, so this is another way that I kind of assess this thing, all right? So now all of this stuff is starting to make sense to you all, right? You're starting to make sense why, okay, this guy he's on like wavelength. That's why he does what he does and talks the way he talks. Because I see things. I don't have to hear from you. Sometimes I get people who they want to talk to me about their goals. Oh, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is what's going on. I'm like, look, I looked at your picture and I knew that's what's going on already. I just need you to come on in and let's get started. Because I can see it. So, oh, this is hilarious. I love it. I got some clients coming in. What's up, my lady? She said, my coach is so smart. I appreciate that. Peggy in the building. Young, beautiful vegan. I appreciate you being here. Tay, I see you with the waves and the hair. Hey, you know how we do it, baby. You know, I like to look. I'll just keep it real with y'all. I consider myself a cool vegan because I like to look good. Okay, so I'm not one of those vegans who's just gonna eat whatever they want and say, okay, I'm caring about the environment. No. I like to look good. I'm gonna make sure my arms sitting pretty in the sleeves. I'm gonna make sure these boobies sitting real nice in the shirt. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure my hair look good, my skin look good. I like to look good. Why? Because not only do I represent Black people and Black men, but I also represent vegans. So when you see me, I want you to go, damn, he look good. Yes. Now ask me, how did I do this? That's all I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get a conversation started. That's it. Not only that, I'm a Capricorn. We like to look good. I just keep it real. Okay, Capricorns like to look, like to be a little, look good. But seriously though, I want to start conversation. So when people are like, man, you buff, you got clear skin, you got nice hair, what do you do? Oh, it's all in my diet. Oh, what's your diet? I'm vegan, baby. All right, plant-based. And I fast a lot. Now they're like, oh shit, like, haven't heard anybody do that before. I thought you were, doing something else. No, this is what I'm doing. This is how I do it. If you need more help, this is where you can go read these books. If those don't work and you just want the shortcut, you want the shortcut method, come holler at me. I'll coach you how to do it. It's just that's how I roll. Okay, because I'm representing. Where I come from, we represent where we're from. Let's see. Yeah, finally catching your lies. Welcome, baby. I'm glad you're catching the lies. We are here for Kendra. I just answered that question that you asked earlier about the guy or the person telling you about the fat sitting in your stomach. Yeah. You're gonna have to rewatch this because I talked about it already. But make sure you rewatch this because that's some bullshit. If you ask me, you don't want to eat 1,000 Oreos. Right. There are a lot of vegans out there who just eat a lot of Oreos and claim vegan. Stay away from those vegans, okay? Or at least just don't listen to them. Just don't listen to them when they try to teach you about health. And like, oh, well, you just got to go vegan. And as long as it doesn't include animals, it's healthy. No. That's not how it works, okay? So, yeah, be careful with that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. All of my Capricorns coming in. Peg, I didn't know you was a Capricorn. That's what's up. Coco, Capricorn, that's what I'm talking about. It's good to know that I can gain muscle being vegetarian. Oh, facts. You're vegetarian, you definitely can gain muscle. Let's see. It just all takes. You just got to know what you're doing. That's all I'll say. You got to know what you're doing. And that's on meat or not. Whether you eat meat or not, you got to know what you're doing to gain muscle. Salute, bro. You representing. Damn good. Much appreciation, bro. Much appreciation. Let's see. Estrogen dominance. Where does it come from? The hormones in the meat. Not necessarily. So estrogen dominance can come from a lot of areas. One, you have plastics. Drinking out of plastic. There are chemicals in plastic that, yes, produce a higher hormonal, estrogen hormonal overload, basically. I love Oreos. That's funny. So plastic. Drinking out of plastic. No. Okay. Also, you can get into, of course, soy-based foods. Okay. A lot of people, which is a question on here, and I'll go ahead and just answer it. A lot of people say, is soy detrimental? Is it not? I don't do soy. I don't put it in my clients' programs. Okay. However, I do have options. So if you go into VT University, there are like 60 vegan keto recipes right now. And about 10 of them are going to have soy in them because I know I'm going to have people who eat soy. And that's totally fine. I'm not here to discriminate. I'll give you what you need. Hey, here's some recipes with some soy, baby. But if you don't do soy, I got some recipes without soy. Okay, because I want to help all of my people. Now, once again, I made a video on this right now. It's on my page. The last video I did, I talked about how no matter what you do, you can be meat eater, vegan, you can eat soy, not eat soy, you can drink Coca-Cola, not drink Coca-Cola. No matter what you do, there is a study out there that you can go Google that will show or prove that, yes, it's good for you. So yes, you can go if you like Coca-Cola. My little brother just came in here. What's up, baby? But yeah, if you like Coca-Cola, there's a study out there that you can go find that says Coca-Cola is okay. The sugar in Coca-Cola doesn't do X, Y, and Z like they say it does. If you like soy, there's a study that says soy is great and it does these amount of things. It builds muscle and it's great for your hormones, blah, blah, blah. If you don't like soy, there's a study you can go Google that says soy is horrible. It causes hormonal imbalances. It causes fibroids, da, da, da. From my experience, too much soy, yes, does exactly that. So I don't do soy. Not because of a study, but because I've worked with over 3,000 clients. And with myself and those 3,000 clients, when we have soy, bad things happen or not so good things happen. So with that being said, I don't listen to when somebody tries to drop a study in my DM or something. Hey, check this study out. I don't care about your studies. Why? Because it takes money to make a study. And whoever is at the top of the industry who's providing the money for the study to be done, they're going to want that study to favor their way. So once again, I can find a study that justifies anything. Okay, I can show you a study that says more sex is great, but I can also show you a study that says too much sex is detrimental. I can show you a study that says masturbation is good. I can also show you a study that says masturbation is the worst thing you can do, especially for men, which I agree with that because one of my books that I read a lot, that right there, okay? And it's talking about recycling the energy, okay? Just in case y'all want to see that. All right, that's one of the good books. I have it right here because I just got through talking to my clients about it. Okay, so with that being said, I read and I apply a lot of this stuff. Men, I'm not gonna get too deep on this, but when you ejaculate, men, you lose a lot of your nutrients. So with that being said, masturbation is not a good thing. Not only that, it depends on what you're masturbating to. It sets off dopamine receptors. So if you're masturbating to porno, messes with your dopamine and you can get all messed up. So we're not even gonna go in there, okay? Because that's not what this live is for. Okay. And I only got about 20 more minutes left until Instagram cuts me off. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling. But long story short, when people ask me about soy, I say, hey, do your thing. Okay. Do your thing. If it's worth it to you and you like soy, try it out. If it ends up kicking you in your ass later, then hey, we'll just figure it out from there. And why do I say that? Because there's a lot of people who have to go through this trial and error. And a lot of times I have to fix them when it comes down to it. So if you're one of the people who likes to follow studies, do your thing, baby. If it works for you and you never get hurt, you never get those detriments from soy, you win. But guess what? If you do it and you do get the detriments from soy, I'm here to help, baby. I'll fix it. All right, I'm Mr. Fix It. Mr. V. I should change my name to Mr. Vegan Fix It because most of my clients come to me after they've tried, the dieting on their own, and then they mess themselves up, and then I fix it. So, or I break them through a plateau, whatever it may be. But yeah, do your thing. Don't let these studies get in your way. I'll say that. Let's see. Hey, can you touch on carb cycling and how you may do it? That's a whole rabbit hole. That would take me a long time to do because there's so many forms of carb cycling, but it's good. But it's literally what it says. Okay, I don't have much time on this, and I got a lot more questions to answer. But carb cycling, easy. Okay, 50, 80, 100, 150, 200 grams of carbs. Go back, repeat. That's one way of cycling, but you can do it in so many ways. What I'm doing is carb cycling. I had no carbs for 48 hours because I fasted. Today I'm going to have a smaller amount. Tomorrow I'm going to have a bigger amount. The next day I have a bigger amount. It depends on how you want to do it. Carb cycling in a nutshell. That quick. All right, let's see what we got. Mr. Vegan Fix It. That's right, baby. Let's see. I'm going to answer some more questions. I got a lot of people ask me, do you speak Spanish? Because I got a lot of followers coming from Mexico. Let's see. Have you seen the documentary What the Health? Yes, I have. Have you seen the documentary What the Health? How do you challenge yourself to like something you know is good for you? Let's see what this one is saying. How do you challenge yourself to like something you know is good for you, but it's hard to keep it? In most cases, it sounds like you're saying, basically, if I don't like a food, but I know it's good for me, how do I keep eating it? Well, fasting resets the palate. I can tell you that now. So if you fast, if I fast you, I just saw Rob ask me a question. I'm sorry, Rob. That's one of my clients. When is VT University going up? Tomorrow evening. I talked about that earlier in the live. VT University will go up tomorrow evening. So check your emails, okay? So fasting resets the palate. And if I want to, I don't know, if I want someone who doesn't like broccoli, because I'm getting ready to eat some broccoli, and no, it doesn't give me gas. I saw somebody post that. No, it doesn't give me gas. If I want you to eat broccoli and you don't like it, what I'll do is fast you for 3 days. And then I'll make you some decent broccoli and, season it up right. And in 3 days, you're going to be so hungry that you're going to eat that damn broccoli. And guess what? You're going to like it. And eventually your palate will change. Okay. That's just how it happens. Because I didn't like broccoli at all. I didn't like avocados. I didn't like dates. I didn't like beans. Guess what? Those are all my favorite things now. Okay. I like all of those things. How did I change my palate? Fasting. That was one way I did it. So things like bitters, I don't like bitters. Bitters that taste bitter, I don't like them. But when I fast and then I have a bitter, my body gets used to it. It still sucks. It's bitter, but you get used to it. You change your palate. What are some mistakes vegans do? Like unhealthy? Oh shit, you name it. Mistakes with not getting enough minerals in, not supplementing, because a lot of the foods we eat are very, very depleted, like 85% depleted. So if you need selenium and you're looking for it in the dirt, it's not there. Okay. So a lot of times, yes, a lot of mistakes. Okay. Not mineralizing, not supplementing enough. I'll just be honest. A lot of them just wing it. Oh, go vegan? Great. Okay. I'll eat salads, Oreos, and, frozen burritos. Big mistake. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of big vegan mistakes out there, and I mean, shit, that can be a whole video on its own. Maybe I'll do that next week. Mistakes vegans make, because it's so many. Okay, I've heard it all. Okay, working with over 3,000 clients, yeah, I've heard it all. Okay, and I work with these. These are 3,000 clients that I've worked one-on-one with. That we had walkie-talkie access, so I sit there and listen to like 3 minutes of what they got going on, what they did wrong, what I need to help them with, and yeah. Over 3,000. Now, of course, this is not 3,000 people in a year. This is over the last 10. I say I've only been the vegan trainer online for about 8 years, maybe 7. So this was maybe in the last 7 years where I was doing the walkie-talkie and talking to clients. And yeah, I've heard a lot of crazy stuff. Okay, a lot. It's not just like 10. It's not just 20 things. It's like 100, 200 different things that I hear people are doing wrong. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. Have you ever done a parasite cleanse? Not really, because I feel like if you fast long enough, that's usually going to do it. But of course, you can speed up the process. I know, but that's just how I don't really get into all the parasite cleanse. But you can do things like Casa Sagrada, Casa Sagrada is what I'm going to say right now. I can't say the fucking real word. I don't know why I'm tripping over that right now, because I'm reading this. Jackfruit, coconut water and jackfruit are some taste these things. Yeah, I like those things too. I don't know why I couldn't say that word right now. I always let my medicine for the body. Yeah, you're right about that. All right, so I'm gonna get into it because I'm running out of time. I'm sorry. I'm rushing through a lot of stuff. That's probably why I can't talk right now. How do you maintain vegan? I can't do it. So this is something that is fairly simple. Okay, first of all, you gotta want to do it. Second of all, you just gotta you gotta know how to do the right things. That is it. Okay, so how do you maintain vegan? Want it enough. Okay, you gotta want it enough. Meat fucking grosses me out now. Okay, I can't even smell it without kind of turning my stomach. So you gotta want it enough. You gotta have a right plan. This is why I started VT University. There are a lot of this is the number one mistake. There are a lot of vegans trying to wing it. Okay, they're winging it. Oh, just go vegan. Just I'll eat whatever is considered vegan. You can't wing it, okay? So the number one thing on how to maintain veganism is to find a correct vehicle. And that's why I built VT University, because I knew people weren't going to be able to either afford or didn't want to pay me to be their coach, which is cool. But I do realize that there's still a gap. There's a gap, or I would call it an information gap. There's an information gap in there that needs to be filled. And guess what? I filled it with VT University. So now you have a couple hundred recipes that are in there. You have a couple hundred different type of programming you can do in there. Build muscle, lose fat, build a butt, build this. I got so many programs in there that you can do, that you can continue to do over time. Because you can't do the same thing, because then your body will catch on to it. It'll stop getting results. So Find a vehicle. Of course, one good vehicle, and I'm gonna plug myself. It's not shameless because I work hard for this. One plug is gonna be VT University. It's something I built for vegans. One, who are on a budget, and two, who need that layout. What should I eat? How should I work out? What should I do? Why should I be fasting? All of these questions are answered, and the education is there to teach you how to take it on and do it on your own for the future. So, with that being said, get you some good education on it, baby. All right. Is soy truly bad for you? I already talked about that. Please read my question. Can you please do a Spanish question? I don't know Spanish. I'm so sorry. Y'all gonna force me. Y'all gonna make me get on my Spanish game, and I'm gonna come in here and surprise y'all. How can you get more? How can I get more fat? I'm not even gonna answer that. People don't want to hear that. So you drop more fat with cutting without protein? Yes, that's a great question. I'm gonna answer that one. So you drop more fat with cutting without eating protein? Absolutely. Why is that? Okay, let's dive deep in there. So fasting produces things like human growth hormone, ketones. Ketones and human growth hormone are two things that are very muscle sparing, or the ketone beta hydroxybutyrate is leucine sparing. Leucine is an amino acid. It's one of the anabolic amino acids that helps to build muscle. So with that being said, long story short, without getting into these long words, okay, because I know a lot of people are like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. Long story short, human growth hormone and leucine sparing ketones, which is what you get when you go into ketosis, it helps to burn fat but preserves muscle mass. And it's just part of the evolutionary phase. It's just a part. So for instance, if we go without food for survival reasons, like you really don't have food, guess what? The last thing the body's going to do is make you weaker by getting rid of muscle. It's the last thing it's going to do. Why? Because the longer you go without food, the more muscle you tap into, which means the weaker you get, which means the harder it is for you to find food, which means the harder it is for you to find food means you would have died after going a week or two without food because you would have been so weak from muscle loss that you couldn't have gotten to the food in the first place, right? So with that being said, you have to know evolution, baby. You have to know some of these things so that you can tap into it. And this is something that the bodybuilders have just pushed to the side because they were afraid that if they went without a meal or protein, that they would lose muscle. But that's the opposite of what happens, actually. As a matter of fact, I'm getting stronger as I am cutting my weight, okay? And it's possible to do it. People think, if you don't know the science, of course, people will think, oh my God, that's steroids or that's some kind of, you're taking some kind of anabolic. And I'm like, dude, you just got to know the science, okay? There is no, first of all, if I'm not going to eat the ass of an animal, I'm damn sure not going to take a steroid, first of all. Second of all, you know what I mean? Like, people just have to, you got to use your brain. I'll just say that. You got to use your brain. Let's see what Rob's talking about. Should we be worried about anti-nutrients, mycotoxins, lack of nutrients in plant foods, etc.? I mean, you ask a lot of deep questions, man. And to be honest, I think this is where some people get into analysis by paralysis, analysis paralysis, or paralysis by analysis. And we talked about this. I'm not sure if you're actively doing all of this stuff while also actively studying and researching. But I notice a lot of people, they get into like mycotoxins, and then they get into, one thing I can say, if you are fasting, I don't even worry about any of that shit. And why is that? Because if I fast long enough, whatever I ate that may be a mycotoxin, in many cases, my body's going to deal away with it. It's going to do away with it. It'll burn it up. It'll do what it needs to do. So it keeps me clean. And even so, I'm gonna go into my Muslims real quick. Even for my Muslims, if you read the book Eat to Live, or How to Eat to Live by the Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, okay? If you read that book, How to Eat to Live, even he tells you that you shouldn't be eating every day, or you should eat maybe once a day. So you eat once a day, or you eat every other day. Why is that? Not just because, there's some religious reason behind it. There is an actual human DNA. I mean, it's a biochemically reason why we want to do those things. And that's because whatever you ate, if it was a toxin or some toxins in it, guess what? You got a day of fasting to get rid of it. That's what happens in many cases. Okay, and I'm oversimplifying this thing because I want to make it make sense for a lot of people. So I am constantly hearing from the carnivore that we, I guess you mean like the carnivore camp. Okay, I see it now. From the carnivore camp that we should be consuming animal foods because they supposedly contain nutrients that we can't find in plant foods. And see, and that's the middleman mentality. A lot of times, that's the middleman mentality. I'll be honest, because the carnivore community, yeah, they tell us, oh, you should be eating things like liver. They call them organ meats. Okay, see, I go over there and I listen to what they're saying because I need to know what people are hearing. I need to know what they're kicking out so I can make scientific sense of it. So I'll say this. Everything that's in a meat, quote unquote, for the most part, it's going to be found in a plant-based source. Why? Because there's no effing way that an animal could get it if it didn't eat it from a plant source. Because guess what? Most of those carnivores are eating what? Herbivores. Herbivores are eating the plants. The carnivores are eating, or the carnivore diet people are eating the herbivores in which they ate plants. So have you ever heard the saying, and this, I'm a big believer in this. Have you ever heard the saying called, it goes, you are what you ate. What does that mean? So if you ate a cow that ate corn, because they feed cows corn sometimes on the farms, or wheat, if the cow ate those things and you're allergic to grains or wheat, guess what? You're going to get the allergic reaction because the cow ate that. So you are whatever you ate. So long story short, if someone's going to eat a cow and they are what the cow ate, then why not just go ahead and eat what the cow eats? Okay, not literally, but plants. Okay, so I'm gonna just go eat the plants, and I'm good. Okay, so, and of course, like I mentioned earlier, it is gonna take some. Unfortunately, we do have to supplement. Why is that? Because even when the cows or whatever the animals are eating the grass or the vegetables, guess what? The actual agriculture, or not, I don't want to say the factory farmers, because that's where we get most of the meat. The factory farmers are supplementing the damn cows. So if you're going to get calcium, vitamin D, B12, guess what? These things are supplemented inside the cow. So when they say, oh, I get my B12 because it's found in cows. Well, the cow's been supplemented as well. Why? Because damn grass and the dirt doesn't have B12 anymore, or vitamin D, or silica, or selenium, excuse me. It's not there anymore. So they aren't eating it. So they're supplementing the cows. And then you're getting the supplements from the cow. So I'd rather just eat the vegetables and the fruits and then maybe supplement. You get where I'm going. All right. So it's too much estrogen. That's why these women are, having cycles for 8 to 10 days now. Facts. And yes, you're right. Majority of cows are fed soy because, of course, high estrogen makes cows fat or mammals fat. And then there you go. How much does it cost monthly to do your meals? I would just go, when anybody asks me a question about my programming, like how much does it cost? I know that they're budget conscious. For all of my budget conscious people, I don't even want you to work with me one-on-one because it's expensive. And I'd rather you just go ahead and go into that BT University. I really hate the feeling of feeling like I take the last of people's money. I don't like that. I turn a lot of people away because of that. And they're like, oh, I think I can make it work. I might not be able to eat for a while. And I'm like, hey, I want you to fast anyway, but I'm not going to take your last money. So go to VT University. All the information is going to be in there, even about how to do your meals. It's going to be, of course, a lot of recipes in there. It's going to have your the way to build your macros, all of that. Just go. I promise you. Just trust me. Just go in there. It's $60 a month. I mean, literally, we spend that at Starbucks. Okay, most people spend that at Starbucks a month. So just go in there and do that. I promise you, it's going to have what you need. Let's see. So that made so much sense. I appreciate that. Can you follow me? That's my question. Well, why should I follow you? Are you talking about some good stuff? Maybe I will follow you. You're amazing. Dr. Sabi number 2. Look. Don't you trying to make my day out here. All right? You trying to make my day out here. Look, that's big shoes to fill, first of all. But being called Dr. Sabi number 2, That's huge. That's huge. I appreciate that. That is an ultimate compliment. So excited for VT University to begin. Yeah, baby, we're going live tomorrow. And for all of my people who are in VT University, there will be another live chat tomorrow just for you and my clients. So I'll be sending the links out and everything via email. Excuse me. A lot of people have been looking for the emails to say VT University, but they've been saying Taste Sweat, so people are missing it. So I'm just going to start sending the emails out as VT University because a lot of people are, I get DMs like, you said you're going to send an email out and I didn't get it. And then I ask them for the email. They'll give me their email. I'll go look into my inbox or my outbox, and then it'll pull up their email and I'll screenshot it and send it to them. And they're like, oh, my bad. I was looking for VT University. So I'm going to just start emailing things out as VT University, okay? Or Vegan Trainer University. That's what it stands for, of course. So it's crazy. I love this trainer a lot. I love you too. That's what's up. What's the best way to start intermittent fasting? Start. Just start. Don't even think about it. Just start it up. Don't put all that pressure on my trainer. Yeah, hey, you putting Dr. Savior's name on me and saying, hey, I'm Dr. Savior number 2. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Not just to fill those shoes, but shit. I mean, Dr. Savior had a target on his head. I mean, they were gunning for my man. I don't want to be gunned for. All right. I don't want to be gunned for. I'm compliant. All right. I'm gonna play fair. How many hours should we start with fasting? As many as you got. As many as you got. Go as long as you can. People try to make this thing harder than it is as far as like timing. Just go as long as you can. If that's 10 hours, great. Do 10 hours, then get into 16. After that, get into 20, then 24, then 30, then 36. Before you know it, you're gonna do a week. All right, just get started. Okay, I start feeling nauseous. That's because you're mineral deficient. All right, that's why you gotta be in VT University. Okay, that's a mineral deficiency issue. Okay, and electrolytes. So that's what's going on, and you will throw up if you keep it up. You got to do it right. Let's see what's going on. I'm lost. We're talking about a lot of good stuff, big baby. All right, I'm coming in. We're gonna ask some more questions. How much do you exercise? How much did you exercise? That was from earlier. I exercise 4 times. If I'm gonna do a 48-hour fast, I'm gonna exercise about 4 hours in that 48 hours. What is dry fasting and is it healthy to fast? I got some other questions I want to answer. When is the next podcast? Probably next week. I'm doing a lot of VT University right now. So I'm gonna try to answer a few more. I got 3 minutes left before Instagram kicks me off. Let's see. What is vegan keto? I tried keto in the past. That's a good question to answer. So vegan keto, what is it? Keto, period, is the state of ketosis. That's all it is, okay? Vegans overcomplicate this thing, okay? Not y'all. So y'all know what we're doing. Many vegans who are not educated to ketosis don't know what the hell is going on. So when you hear vegan keto, guess what? Most people think, how are you doing it? A keto diet is meat-based. No, ketosis is a state that the body gets in. So when I fast, I'm in ketosis, right? Because I'm burning fat for fuel. That's all that means. Okay, so when people tell me the state of ketosis is not healthy, it's, hey, fasting is one of the healthiest things you can do for your body. Does this skin lie? Does this hair, does any of this lie? Okay, these are direct forms, or I guess you say a direct form, but these are direct byproducts of fasting. All of this, everything you see, I got most of it, if not all of it, because I fast. Okay, ketosis. But what is vegan ketosis for the people who are trying to eat their way in there? A lot of people try to eat their way to vegan ketosis simply because they're following the traditional keto diet or the traditional keto people. You can't do that. If you do that, you are going to be in trouble. Your hair's going to fall out. You're going to be breaking out, all this other stuff. Bad things are going to happen, okay? I got 45 seconds left. I told you Instagram's about to kick me off. What fasting app do you use? I use Zero. Somebody asked, so it's a wrap for the $45 VTU? Yeah, I told y'all asked to get in. It launches tomorrow. The $45 ended Monday. I told y'all to get in because you would be locked in at $45. But there's always a few people who are kind of like, now you got to pay $60. Okay, and it's still worth it. But I could have saved you some money, baby. But you slept on me. You slept on me. Let's see. Train, I have a question all the time. I'm not gonna be able to answer any more questions because I love you all, and I only got 9 seconds left. So this was a great chat. I love you all. Go click the link in my bio and get that VT University. All right. Damn, we had 742 viewers. That's what's up. 700 viewers on Instagram. That is what's up. All right, I'm gonna save that video and I'm going to post it. Boom. All right. So YouTube family, y'all know how we do. I give you a little extra. I'm gonna go through your questions and then we're gonna get on out of here because I'm going to eat. I'm going to break my fast. Let's see. How long to fast is too long? There was a guy who was 400 pounds. He fasted for 380 days. So how long is too long? Totally up to you. All right. Big ups to Dr. Africa. This doctor is on point. He the one that started me with the herbs. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, Dr. Africa is my teacher. Really good guy. Love that man. Love that man. So it's my master teacher. Do your clients have access to VT University? Yes, my clients will have access to VT University. I mean, it's basically the same stuff. Let me say it that way. I won't be sending links out to my actual one-on-one clients, but they do have access to VT University just simply because you got access to the group that we currently have, like the videos and stuff in. So that's what's going on. I love you all. I'm just now hearing about VT University. Yeah, get into that VT University. We're launching tomorrow. Okay, it's only $60 a month, so you don't have to pay $1,000 a month to work with me. You can get all the information I give those clients, and you can get and go on your own terms. Okay. Not only that, I'm going to teach you everything it takes or that you need to take you far. So you won't need a trainer in the future. So that's why I call it a university, because I want to make it educational based. So yes, there's going to be programs in there, workouts, diet, nutrition. There's even I'm going to be sending out daily motivational videos to kick you in your butt, to keep you going. But long story short, it's going to be information in there that you can learn and take you from today, maybe out for another 4 years. But after that 4 years, if you wanted to stay that long, of course, after those 4 years, you'll never need a trainer or nutritionist ever again because you're going to be fully educated. So with that being said, I love you all. I'm going to break my fast. It's time to eat. All right. Comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you have not already, go check out the VT University. Ask me any questions, DM me on Instagram, whatever it is, I got you. Talk to you soon. I'm out.